Hello, I just wanted to give some clarity to the Unit 1 Week 5 weekly assessment that we took last week and was turned in on Thursday and Friday. Just want to make sure you're understanding what the expectation is. First of all, you read the article called Printed about Johann Gutenberg, and the question that I had you submit was question 1, which asked you, taking a look at the author's point of view, books used to take a long time to produce. The key word here is time. Which two details from the story support the idea that it takes time? Well, what I was looking for was two different things. First of all, the fact that books were expensive is not relevant. Carved words being covered with ink does not talk about time. However, books being copied one page at a time could be a long time-consuming process. Only a few books available, educated people knowing how to read, neither of those involve time. The second answer I was looking for is carving words into blocks, page by page, which also deals with time. Moving right along, question 2. We looked at root words, and in this case, the root word is press. Based on the sentence that was given, the root word press means marks from pressing. And looking at that same press, you should be able to look at Part B's words and realize that letter C, pressure, has the same root. Going into context of the story, it said, what fact from the story supports the point that Gutenberg was secretive? In this case, the fact that nobody knows why Gutenberg turned his shop over. The fact that nobody knows shows that you're proving a secret. Everything else doesn't talk about being secretive. Moving right along on question 4. Question 4 talks about recognition. If they tell you that the root word is cog, which means to know, what does recognition mean? Well, you may know what that means anyways, but if you could work through the process, you would know that recognition means understanding, which was letter D. Looking at part 5, or question 5, which has two parts. It says, which statement shows the author's point of view? Well, we spent the week talking about point of view and authors. We talked about being objective versus being biased. In this case, what best shows his point of view? Letter D, Gutenberg should have been more recognized for his work. The author feels like more people should be aware of who he is. And then it says, which statement would the author most likely agree? Well, if the author feels that Gutenberg is underappreciated, he's probably thinking that C, his invention of the printing press, was important. And then you read Caught in the Web about the first computer messages and microprocessors. Which detail from the article supports the idea that the internet was shaped by many people? The key here is many people. Now, this question was a little bit tricky. There were 3 answers that kind of would make sense on this one. But the answers we were looking for were A, researchers being many people developing the browser. And the other answer we were looking for here would be C, engineers, many people developing the microprocessor. The other answer that people tended to think about was letter F, a team of engineers being a group of people. But the difference is it's to keep them operating versus being the ones to create. Now that said, I didn't score that question. That was a little misleading. I could understand if you put letter F as well. Question 9, again, talking about root words. It says, this revolution is compared to the changes, which has the same root as revolution. You should see revo is the root, because you know shun is a suffix. So if revo is the root, revolving would be the word that shares the root. And then finally, I didn't have you do question 11, so the last thing you took a look at was question 10. They gave you a small passage here and said, underline 2 sentences from the paragraph that best show the author's point of view about the internet. Well, to be quite honest with you, the entire second paragraph are the 2 sentences we were looking for. First of all, the first sentence talks about how from Gutenberg to the internet, the fact that people are more interconnected. The whole purpose of that article was talking about people being connected. So that sentence sums it up. The next statement shows the author's bias. In this case, the details throughout the entire passage support the fact that the author seems to be happy about the fact that computers have developed and people have the understanding. So the fact that we are caught in the web and glad to be there, well, clearly not everybody's glad to be there. But based on the facts and based on what the author has told us, it seems pretty clear that in this case, the author thinks the development of the internet is a good thing and is happy about it. If you have any questions, please let me know, but otherwise, that's the breakdown of the weekly assessment. We are going to start to work more of these into our schedule, so please pay attention. And just to make sure that you guys are watching, if you watch this video and you would like some bonus points, send me a quick email or a chat on Teams and tell me the score of the Steeler game yesterday. If you can tell me that, I'll give you 2 bonus points. Thanks. Oh, by the way, don't tell your friends. Thanks.